barbecued ribs. Got your attention? I knew that would. That usually gets everybody's attention. Something that you thought you were never going to have again because what? You chose to go vegan. Everybody thinks us vegans can't have stuff that everyone else can have. Why is that? So, everybody says, how come you vegans want to still have ribs? I thought you didn't want ribs because you're vegan. It's not because we don't like certain things. It's because we don't want to hurt certain things to have those things. That's kind of the gist. So what we do is we just replace the flavors. And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you how to have great barbecue ribs without having to hurt anybody or anything to get those. These are going to be Korean barbecue ribs, and they're going to be delicious. We're going to use our little friend over here called Vital Wheat Gluten. So unfortunately, guys, if you are celiac or have a gluten intolerance, this recipe isn't for you. So you can click on to one of my other recipes that you can enjoy, like my lentil sloppy joe recipe or one of my Thanksgiving recipes. Thanksgiving is coming up. Hit any of my other recipes. But if you are new here and that rib recipe got you, don't forget, hit that subscribe button, scooch over, hit the little bell icon because you want to be notified every time one of my recipes goes up. Because I'm telling you, my recipes are delicious. They are quick and easy and always, always, always delicious. So welcome to my channel, guys. So glad you could drop by. So let's get going. The first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to mix our wet ingredients, and this recipe comes together very quickly. I will tell you that when we finish baking our seitan, it does go much better if you go outside and actually do it on a barbecue to finish up the recipe. I'm going to do it inside today on a griddle pan, but it is really good on a barbecue. So if it's now the fall here, but I just kind of had a hankering for these Korean barbecue ribs. And unfortunately, the city's kind of in a lockdown for the marathon this weekend, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm kind of in hibernation for the weekend. So I decided I was going to make ribs. So first thing we're going to do is our wet ingredients. And again, this recipe couldn't be any simpler. Water. We are going to need 2 tablespoons of tamari or soy sauce. I'm using a low sodium. Okay. And we need 2 tablespoons of tahini. So whatever your favorite tahini is, just get this one at Whole Foods. You can get them online. Get a good tahini. If you get a bad tahini, you're not going to like tahini. Because when I first started getting tahini, I did not like tahini, but I only got it to put it in my hummus. Speaking of hummus, I'm going to put my recipe up there for you. Okay. And then the last ingredient is going to be liquid smoke. Now you can get this usually by the barbecue sauces. This stuff is potent. I'm not a huge fan of liquid smoke. Go light, 2 drops. I am not joking. Any more, again, play with it, but 2 drops should probably be your max because it will overpower your whole recipe. So we're going to put that aside for a momento. Grab another bowl. We're going to need 1 cup of vital wheat gluten. And you can get this pretty well anywhere. Bob's Red Mill has a really good one. I also use this to make my corned beef, which is fabulous. If you love corned beef, I'll stick my recipe in there too. I made that at St. Patty's Day. Nobody knew the difference. I'm adding some of our dry ingredients. I have some chipotle powder, some onion powder, some garlic powder. What else did I add in here? I think that's it. I'm going to add that to our dry ingredients. Could use a spoon, I'm sure. That might help. We're just going to mix up the dry ingredients a little bit. Some lemon pepper would be good in this. I actually didn't have any. I ran out, so sans the lemon pepper this time. All right, and now we're going to add our liquid ingredients. You're also going to want to have your oven preheated to 350. You're just going to mix your wet. And it's going to start looking kind of like hamburger meat. It's going to kind of look a little weird. First time I used Vital Wheat gluten, I thought I did something wrong. I didn't know what was going on. It kind of gets really spongy, perfectly normal. It's always good when somebody tells you that's the way it's supposed to be. You're just going to want to mix it. Have a loaf pan, greased, and I'm just going to knead it a little bit, just for like a minute, just to make sure everything gets incorporated. And that's it. I'm going to just take our hamburger meat. See, it does kind of look like hamburger meat. We're going to press it into our pan. Just smooth it out. Doesn't have to be that smooth. Ribs aren't smooth. Okay, once it's smoothed out, we're going to put it in the oven for 30 minutes. Follow me. Into the oven. We're going to set our timer so we don't forget. 30 minutes. Now let me show you this great Korean barbecue sauce we're going to make for these tasty little ribs of ours. So, need a pot, and in our pot, let's bring it up here. We're going to add a little bit of water. Super simple. Some tamari or soy sauce. Again, I'm using some low sodium. You can use whatever you want. Some brown sugar. You can do this in a slow cooker. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of black pepper. We need about 2 teaspoons. Again, guys, the recipe is going to be down below. Of some sesame oil, toasted sesame oil. So this is starch solution friendly. The sesame oil is there to add flavor. I'm not going to beat myself up over a couple of teaspoons for this whole recipe. It's not. You could use your favorite barbecue sauce if that's what you want. Get something that's oil free. And then we're also going to put some rice vinegar in here. We're going to use some chili paste. This one is a garlic chili paste. I get mine off of Amazon. Super easy. Or I go down to Chinatown and get it. You can get the regular, just the chili paste, or you can get the garlic chili paste. I have both. This just happens to be the one that's open. And then I also am using gochujang. Sorry, I know I screwed that up. I apologize to all my Korean friends out there. And this one is actually extra spicy. Keep your eye out for it because this will make these ribs nice and spicy for sure. Make sure I got everything. Yes. Okay, so that's all in here. Put that all in with the rest of our ingredients. Okay. And then the last couple of things that we need are a little bit of ginger, and I keep mine in the freezer. So when I bring it home, I just take a spoon, I take off all the skin of it, stick it in a bag, and put it in my freezer. It lasts much longer that way. And then I just grate it into whatever I need. So we need about a tablespoon. So I'm just going to grate in about a tablespoon. That way your ginger doesn't go bad. It lasts till you have it whenever you need it for a recipe. Oh yeah, probably more than a tablespoon. Mind you, it does come out light and fluffy. Okay, and then we're going to do about 4 or 5 cloves of garlic, lightly minced. I'm using fresh this time. Again, if you have the jar stuff, I'm almost out of my jar stuff, but I do have lots of fresh, so I just thought I'd actually put fresh in this one. Okay. And then the only thing we're going to do is we're going to put that on the stove on a slow simmer. Again, you can put it in a slow cooker. If you have one of those the little petite slow cookers, that would be perfect. And then when we're ready to use it, we're going to just add a couple of tablespoons of cornstarch to thicken it up. But for now, we're just going to let that meld. There we go. Just don't want to get any big chunks of garlic when we're having our ribs. Okay, that should be good. It's going to be very garlicky and super spicy, guys. Okay, so on the stove it goes. We're just going to bring it up to a little simmer and just let it simmer away. Okay, now to finish our barbecue sauce, we're just going to add the cornstarch in. So I've turned up the heat a little bit. We want it to come to a little bit of a boil. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch to our mixture. And then we're just going to whisk that in. Get rid of the lumps. Just let that thicken. We want it to be nice and thick and gooey. Bubbling now. There, nice and thick. Turn the heat off. Keep it stirring. Oh yes, that's what we want, guys. Nice and thick. I'm going to take it right off the burner. We don't want it any thicker than that because it's already thick. Perfect. So the seitan is done. That's what it's going to look like. It's got some bounce to it. It's got some chew. But we're going to want to make it a little more chewy and a little more firm. And that's why we're going to put it on the barbecue or our grill pan. So just make sure that it comes away from the sides of the pan. You're going to want to dump it. I had a piece that stuck, but that's okay. So we're going to get our grill pan ready. We want it nice and hot. First thing we're going to do is we're going to spread our barbecue sauce on this side. Get lots in that little cranny there. So now you could cut your ribs at this point. What I like to do is I like to kind of sear it really hard like this on both sides. And then I like to let it set. And then I like to go back and slice them and then re-sear them each individual piece. Okay? We're just going to make sure this barbecue sauce is nice and thick. And we want to make sure our griddle pan or our barbecue is so this is cooked. You can eat this. Where are we? Gonna give this a try. Oh, that barbecue sauce, guys, is spicy. If you like spice, that is your new jam. Oh, yes. So now if you don't like it really hot, go with your favorite barbecue sauce. I'm going to flip towards myself, so pardon the plate, guys, for a second. Just like that. You want that sizzle. You want that smoke. I'm going to have to turn my fan on. Okay, so our pan is getting hot. There we go, a little bit of a sizzle. Kind of want to sear them. That'll give it a nice little crunch also. And then we're just going to brush on some more of this nice spicy barbecue sauce. We're just looking to also change the texture a little bit so that it firms it up more like a rib. That's all we're doing. And now we're just warming these through. And then we're just going to flip them. Baste them some more with our delicious spicy barbecue sauce. Or use your own favorite sauce. But if you guys like it spicy, this is the sauce for you. Just warm these through. Again, so much better on the barbecue, guys, but If it's winter and you're looking for barbecue, we can do anything in the inside. Now I've got the heat turned right down. We're just warming them through. And these babies are ready to go. Super simple. So I hope you've enjoyed these. Give them a try. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you love this Korean barbecue sauce and if this spice is too much for you to handle. See you in the next one.